Suzy Smith.
And your name, please?
Sergio Gordon Watson.
Okay, Kevin, far away.
Suzy, tell me your involvement with horse racing, and in particular with Lewes.
Okay, well, I grew up in Epsom, so that's where my love of horses started and my love of racing with the Derby. And I worked for various trainers over here and also a little bit in France. And when I came to look for somewhere to train, I wanted to remain in the southeast. And so with that, I set about looking at various different yards and establishments. And I'd never been to Lewes Racecourse before. And another trainer actually said, oh, you know, I think Tom McGovern up there is scaling down. There might be a yard available. So I went up, spoke to Tom McGovern on the phone, went up and had a look. And it was the first time, as I said, that I'd been up there, and I was amazed by the facilities that were there in Lewes and the expanse of the downs and where you could ride and exercise horses and the history behind it. You know, I was too young to remember Lewes Racecourse, and I just remember driving round the gallops and thinking, what a fantastic place to train. But I thought, I bet I can't afford it. And I was very surprised when I managed to be able to do a deal with the landlord to take on 10 boxes, and I was sharing the gallops at the time with Tom McGovern. So that made it work, and we had a lot of success. We had a really good success in the first season with a one-eyed horse that put us on the map called Material World, who ended up in every magazine under the sun because she was actually second in the end at the Cheltenham Festival and was ranked one of the best hurdling mares in the country. And she still comes up today in various magazines, etc., for having one eye. But we've had a lot of success there. We've had a Royal Ascot winner. We had 2 seconds at the Cheltenham Festival, so we're getting closer. But it's been a great place for us to train, and fantastic facilities, and really it's a shame there aren't more trainers up there making use of it still.
So, with your magic wand in your hand, where do you see the future going?
Well, the unfortunate thing is that a lot of the yards are now on the market, and we're not in a position to buy. And I just worry that unless someone does come along with a magic wand, I mean, we'll be okay. We can move to Epsom, which I'm quite happy to move back to, is where I'm from. But I would hate to see racing stop at Lewes. You know, I mean, and I don't mean racing as in racing, but horse training. Because you just are concerned then that if it goes out of the hands of a trainer, what will happen to it? It's not going to be mown and look, it's not going to look the same.
It'd be a development.
You know, so it is a bit of a concern at the moment, and of course everywhere in the southeast you're up against planners, you know, so really I think it's incredibly important if we can. I don't think I've got necessarily the time to do it, but it would be great if we could somehow keep the racecourse safe but for training horses, because although you could keep it as equestrian use, it's not the same. It gets broken up. Sure. You know, the only people that will continue to use it, a horseshoe strip of ground for its the only purpose is really for horse racing training.
Yeah. How are we doing for time?
The indicator's flashing, so
When
2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you what your day-to-day stuff is doing, and then a quick thank you and goodbye.
Okay.
So what do you spend your time doing as a yard owner or
A trainer, yeah. So basically we start at 6:30. I come out in the morning, all the staff are out there, they start mucking out. I feed the horses, go around, check their legs, make sure there's no heat or swelling in the tendons. Our first lot pull out on exercise. We start tacking up at about 7:30. First lot go out. We're normally done about 9 o'clock. The staff have their breakfast, and we come out and we ride 2 more horses, or there might be someone staying in the yard to finish up the stables and feed. So that normally finishes at 12:30, and then they come back at 3:30, brush all the horses over, sort their beds out again and make sure everything's nice. We check the horses in the evening. and yeah, put them to bed. That's on a non-race day. Obviously on a race day it all changes a little bit, and we might lose a couple of people to go off to the races. As a trainer, I'll be looking at entries and decks on mornings, planning the horses' programs, and days vary. You know, we have other people come in, we have physios, you know, we have farriers, we have horse dentists, you know, whatever the horses need, you know, they've got a team of people behind them, not just us really. But it's a great way of life. It's not much time off, not for trainers anyway. I mean, the staff might complain about time off, but trainers, 0 time off. But it's
7 days a week.
7 days a week, and yeah. Yeah, there's not enough time, but
Thank you very
it's
much for your insight to your working life, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just about got there now.
Okay, well done.